Good afternoon. Owning a first vehicle is a milestone that young drivers eagerly anticipate. The freedom to travel wherever on a full tank of gas has been a defining part of the American dream since the mid-1900s. However, this tradition is under threat as the government pushes for electric vehicles known as EVs to replace the internal combustion engine, or ICE, cars. To understand the impact of EVs on young drivers, we must examine their limitations, driving range, charging requirements, infrastructure challenges, and affordability. As an owner of a Ford Mustang, I take pride in knowing that I saved up for my first car while working at McDonald's in high school. Since then, I've taken many road trips without worrying about refueling. This experience is something I hope future generations can enjoy, but with the shift to an all-electric market, that freedom may disappear. One major drawback of EVs is limited driving range and charging time. According to Brian Anderson in The Real Reason That Internal Combustion is Still Better Than EVs in 2023, the average EV range is just 250 miles, and charging stations remain scarce. Road trips must be carefully planned rather than spontaneous. Additionally, Duda et al. Note that EV reliability, safety, and range have been significant barriers to adoption, especially among young drivers. Beyond range, EV batteries present additional challenges. Cold weather negatively impacts battery function, requiring drivers to account for charge loss when planning trips. Unlike an ICE vehicle, which can refuel in 5 minutes or less, EVs take 6 to 8 hours to charge fully. Even fast chargers only fill up to 80% in 15 to 30 minutes, meaning lost time for drivers who simply want to hit the road. The lack of charging infrastructure further complicates EV adoption. Unlike gas stations, which are abundant, EV charging stations remain limited. Robert Bryce, in 5 Reasons Why Internal Combustion Engines Are Here to Stay, highlights that EVs like Tesla and the Chevy Bolt require either home charging units or reliance on scarce public stations. Without sufficient infrastructure, young drivers may find their mobility severely restricted. This issue was underscored by Axios reporter Joanne Miller, who documented her family road trip in a Kia EV6 from Detroit to Winter Garden, Florida. The 1,500-mile journey, typically a 2-day trip, took 4 days and required 12 charging stops. Then there's the issue of affordability. Lashari, Zulfiqar, Ali et al. Note that young adults overwhelmingly reject EVs due to cost. According to Montoya in When Will Electric Cars Be Affordable? The average EV costs $64,000, more than a year's salary for half of U.S. households. Meanwhile, ICE vehicles remain a practical adoption for young drivers willing to work a part-time job. Affordability concerns extend to the resale market. Pandya states, in understanding the resale value of electric vehicles after 5 to 10 years, that battery deterioration significantly impacts performance and range, leading to low demand for used EVs. Consumer Reports reveals that EV battery replacement costs range from $4,489 to a staggering $17,658, making used EVs an expensive gamble for first-time buyers. Conversely, a reliable ICE vehicle, which can be purchased affordably and while aging technology may pose minor inconveniences, it does not render the car undrivable. A dead car battery might cost $100 to replace, nothing compared to the thousands required for an EV battery. EV adoption is moving forward, but at what cost to young drivers' freedom, affordability, and sense of adventure? If gas-powered cars disappear before infrastructure is ready and costs come down, spontaneous road trips and affordable first-time car ownership may become things of the past. Today I have discussed how the electric vehicle will impact young drivers by examining the limitations that EVs impose, to include the driving range, the charging time required for the battery, the charging infrastructure currently in place, and the purchasing concerns. For those under 25 or parents and future parents of young drivers, I urge you to help preserve the tradition of internal combustion engine vehicles for future generations. The thrill of the open road is woven into American culture, from John Fogerty's Hot Rod Heart to Luke Bryan's Mile Bronco. The love affair with gas-powered cars is more than nostalgia. It's a tradition worth fighting for. Thank you.